Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie Blood Diamond from 2006, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. This film plunges us deep into the heart of a fractured world, a place where the lust for power and wealth collides with a desperate fight for survival and redemption. It is a story set against the backdrop of one of the most brutal and complicated conflicts of recent history, weaving together human tragedy, raw ambition, and the glimmering allure of an object that has come to symbolize both hope and destruction, the diamond. From the very opening scenes, the movie refuses to let us look away, dragging us into a fevered race through war-torn landscapes where every step could be the difference between life and death. The narrative moves with relentless urgency, propelled by characters whose lives are intertwined by fate, greed, and the pursuit of justice. At its core is a man hardened by the violence he has witnessed and inflicted, a mercenary whose cynicism is as sharp as the weapons he wields. His world is irrevocably changed when he crosses paths with a fisherman desperate to reunite with his family and a fiercely determined journalist committed to exposing the brutal truths hidden beneath the shimmer of the precious stones. Together, their paths carve a tense, electrifying journey through chaos, betrayal, and the possibility of salvation. The plot is a gripping pulse that beats through rebel-held territories and government-controlled zones, where alliances shift like sand and every gleam of hope is shadowed by the threat of death. The treasure at the center, the elusive pink diamond, is not just a gem, but a symbol of the exploitation and human cost of conflict. It becomes a magnet, drawing the three central characters into a desperate race filled with danger, moral dilemmas, and the raw edges of survival. What makes this story truly compelling is its unflinching look at the blurred lines between heroism and selfishness. The mercenary's quest is at once self-serving and redemptive, the fisherman's journey is driven by love and loss, and the journalist's mission carries the weight of truth against overwhelming forces. Their intertwined fates reflect the tangled realities of war, where morality is complicated, and survival often demands impossible choices. The film pulses with moments of high-octane action. Gunfights erupt in dusty villages, narrow escapes unfold beneath blood-red sunsets, and every encounter is laced with tension. Yet, amid the chaos, it never loses sight of its human center, the people whose lives are shattered and reshaped by forces beyond their control. Their stories resonate with authenticity and heartbreak, grounding the spectacle in raw emotion. As the story hurtles toward its climax, we are confronted with betrayals that cut deeper than bullets and revelations that challenge loyalties. The diamond's glittering surface belies a darker truth, forcing characters and viewers alike to confront the cost of desire and the price of hope. The film's twists are not merely plot devices but moments of profound reckoning, echoing far beyond the screen. In the end, this is more than a tale of diamonds and war. It is a searing examination of human resilience, the corrosive power of greed, and the enduring quest for redemption. The stakes are as high as the lives at risk, and the journey is as treacherous as the terrain. Prepare to be drawn into a story that challenges and captivates, revealing the harsh realities behind one of the world's most precious and contested treasures. The story opens amid the swirling chaos of Sierra Leone's brutal civil war in the late 1990s, a time when bloodshed and desperation had become the grim currency of survival. We are immediately thrust into a world torn apart, villages razed, families scattered, and an entire nation gripped by the merciless grip of rebel forces, the Revolutionary United Front, RUF. Their ruthless tactics, including the forced conscription of child soldiers and widespread atrocities, cast a dark shadow over the land, setting a relentless tone of violence and fear that permeates the film's early scenes. Against this harrowing backdrop, we meet Solomon Vandy, a humble fisherman whose life is upended when his village is brutally attacked by the RUF. Separated from his wife and children, Solomon is coerced into working for the rebels, forced to mine diamonds in the dangerous forests that conceal both death and fortune. His discovery of a rare pink diamond becomes the heart of the unfolding narrative, a beacon of hope and a deadly curse. This gem represents the promise of a better future, yet it is also the cause of relentless pursuit, greed, and peril. Solomon's determination to retrieve and safeguard this diamond fuels much of the story's emotional drive. Parallel to Solomon's plight, the film introduces Danny Archer, a South African mercenary and diamond smuggler whose cynicism is hardened by years of conflict and greed. Archer operates on the fringes of legality and morality, navigating the treacherous diamond trade with ruthless pragmatism. His ambition is clear. He seeks wealth and power, and the rare pink diamond promises both. However, beneath his hardened exterior lies a complex character, shaped by past wounds and a flicker of conscience that will gradually emerge. A third pivotal character is Maddie Bowen, an American journalist who arrives in Sierra Leone intent on uncovering the truth behind the blood diamonds fueling the conflict. Her idealism and commitment to exposing the brutal realities contrast sharply with the mercenary's pragmatism and the fisherman's desperation. Maddie's role introduces an important narrative layer, the global awareness and ethical implications of the diamond trade, highlighting the interconnectedness of distant consumers with distant suffering. The intersecting paths of these three characters form the backbone of the plot, their uneasy alliance born of necessity and shaped by conflicting motivations. When Archer learns of Solomon's possession of the pink diamond, he sees an opportunity too valuable to ignore. He coerces Solomon into a partnership, promising freedom and reunion with his family in exchange for help in retrieving the gem. Maddie joins this perilous quest, determined to document the truth and hold those responsible accountable. This trio embarks on a treacherous journey across a landscape rife with danger, from rebel ambushes to corrupt officials, each step testing their resolve and moral compass. The narrative tension escalates as the group navigates the complexities of war-torn Sierra Leone. Scenes of ambush and escape are interspersed with moments of fragile trust and human connection, revealing layers of character beneath the surface tension. Solomon's unwavering hope to reunite with his family adds a poignant emotional anchor, grounding the action in personal stakes. Archer's gradual softening hints at redemption, while Maddie's fearless pursuit of truth injects urgency and ethical reflection. Key events punctuate this segment: the initial capture and coercion of Solomon, the tense negotiations between Archer and Solomon, and the daring escapes from rebel-controlled territories. Each encounter underscores the pervasive dangers of the conflict while deepening the characters' relationships and motivations. The presence of child soldiers and the depiction of the rebels' brutality serve as stark reminders of the human cost, intensifying the narrative's moral weight. As the trio moves closer to their goal, internal conflicts arise. Archer's self-interest clashes with Solomon's desperation and Maddie's ideals, creating a volatile dynamic that mirrors the chaos surrounding them. Their uneasy alliance is tested by mistrust, cultural divides, and the harsh realities of survival. These interpersonal tensions enrich the narrative, offering a complex portrait of collaboration amid adversity. The film's depiction of the diamond trade itself is detailed and unflinching. Scenes reveal the intricate networks of smuggling, the complicity of international markets, and the disconnect between consumers and the suffering fueling the industry. This exposé layer adds depth to the plot, transforming the quest for the pink diamond into a broader critique of global injustice. Visually, the first half immerses viewers in a landscape that is both breathtaking and brutal: the lush forests concealing mines, the shattered villages, and the sprawling refugee camps. The cinematography captures the stark contrasts between natural beauty and human devastation, reinforcing themes of exploitation and survival. As the narrative builds toward its midpoint, the stakes escalate dramatically. A critical ambush forces the trio into desperate decisions, testing their courage and reshaping their goals. The loss and sacrifice experienced in these moments deepen the story's emotional impact, highlighting the unpredictability and peril of their journey. In sum, this opening portion of the story is a relentless plunge into the heart of conflict and hope. It weaves together personal narratives and political realities, action and reflection, crafting a tense, emotionally charged tapestry. The characters' intertwined fates amid the backdrop of war, greed, and resilience set the stage for a gripping exploration of humanity's darkest and most hopeful impulses. The story's momentum carries us deeper into the heart of Sierra Leone's war-torn landscape, where the fragile alliance forged between the three central figures is pushed to its limits. As they navigate a perilous path marked by betrayal, moral ambiguity, and the unrelenting specter of violence, the stakes escalate beyond personal survival to touch on themes of redemption, sacrifice, and the quest for justice. This latter portion of the journey unravels the tangled web of greed and hope, culminating in moments of heart-wrenching clarity and explosive action that leave an indelible mark. Following the harrowing ambush that left scars both physical and emotional, the trio, Solomon, Archer, and Maddie, finds their fragile trust tested like never before. Archer's mercenary instincts and self-serving cynicism clash more sharply with Solomon's relentless hope and Maddie's unyielding commitment to truth. Yet it is precisely these tensions that fuel the narrative's complexity, painting a vivid portrait of characters caught between desperation and conscience, survival and sacrifice. As they push forward, the elusive pink diamond remains the linchpin of their fate, a shining prize around which loyalties shift and dangers multiply. Solomon's secret stash becomes both a beacon of salvation and a source of deadly conflict. The rebels' brutal pursuit intensifies, their ruthless commander embodying the merciless chaos consuming the country. Each encounter brings new peril, the crackle of gunfire, sudden betrayals, and narrow escapes, painting a landscape where trust is scarce and the cost of failure is life itself. Amid the chaos, the characters grapple with internal demons and evolving relationships. Archer's hardened exterior begins to crack, revealing glimpses of a man haunted by past losses and yearning for redemption. His interactions with Solomon evolve from exploitation toward a grudging respect and even friendship, illustrating a redemptive arc grounded in shared hardship. Maddie, meanwhile, wrestles with the ethical weight of her mission, how to tell the story without compromising those she seeks to protect. Her fierce determination brings moments of moral clarity amid the murkiness of war. A pivotal twist occurs when Archer is captured by government forces, adding a new layer of complexity. His imprisonment and the subsequent efforts to secure his release underscore the blurred lines between law and lawlessness in the conflict. Solomon and Maddie's attempts to negotiate with corrupt officials reveal the pervasive reach of greed and the difficulty of pursuing justice in a fractured system. These scenes expand the narrative scope beyond the battlefield, highlighting the systemic nature of the violence fueled by diamonds. The climax builds with a tense, explosive sequence where all factions converge: the rebels, government forces, and the protagonists, each driven by competing motives tied to control over the diamond and the future of the country. The jungle itself becomes a crucible of chaos, where gunfire echoes, loyalties are tested, and survival demands unimaginable courage. The cinematography here captures the raw intensity, with handheld cameras and rapid cuts immersing viewers in the frantic struggle. In a moment of profound sacrifice, Archer chooses to confront the rebel commander, diverting attention to enable Solomon and Maddie's escape. This act crystallizes his transformation, from self-serving mercenary to reluctant hero, underscoring the film's theme of redemption. The emotional weight of this sacrifice resonates deeply, highlighting the costs of war and the complexity of human motives. Meanwhile, Solomon's quest reaches its heartbreaking resolution. Reunited briefly with his family, his joy is tempered by the scars of conflict and the uncertain future ahead. His journey embodies resilience and the enduring power of hope, even amid devastation. Maddie's final reportage signals a call to global awareness, confronting audiences with the stark realities behind the sparkle of diamonds in their hands. Her voiceover ties the narrative threads together, urging accountability and change. The film closes with a poignant reflection on the intertwined fates of those caught in the conflict: the exploited, the profiteers, and the witnesses. The pink diamond, once a symbol of promise, becomes a haunting emblem of human cost. The final images linger: scarred landscapes, faces marked by loss, and a flicker of hope amid ruins, inviting viewers to contemplate the complexities of justice, survival, and humanity. Through its relentless pacing, nuanced character development, and unflinching portrayal of conflict, this second half of the story deepens the emotional and thematic impact. It challenges viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about greed, violence, and redemption while honoring the courage and resilience of those who strive for a better future. The resolution is both cathartic and sobering, leaving a lasting impression that resonates far beyond the screen. At the heart of this gripping narrative lies a trio of characters whose lives are etched with complexity, contradictions, and a raw humanity that transcends the violence surrounding them. Each embodies distinct facets of the film's themes: survival, morality, hope, and redemption. And together, their intertwining journeys provide a window into the fractured world they inhabit. Delving into their inner worlds and transformations reveals a rich exploration of human nature amidst chaos. Solomon Vandy, the fisherman torn from his village and family, stands as the emotional core of the story. His character is defined by resilience and an unwavering hope that anchors the narrative's humanistic appeal. Despite the horrors he witnesses and the brutal conditions forced upon him by the rebels, Solomon's enduring love for his family propels his every action. His discovery of the rare pink diamond is not motivated by greed but by the desperate hope to secure a future where his loved ones might live in peace. This purity of intent contrasts starkly with the surrounding corruption and violence, positioning Solomon as a symbol of innocence caught in a merciless world. Solomon's evolution is a poignant study in endurance and courage. From a humble fisherman to a man navigating treacherous political and social terrains, he embodies the struggle of ordinary people caught in extraordinary circumstances. His moral clarity and steadfastness challenge the cynicism of those around him, inspiring moments of solidarity and compassion. His personal losses and sacrifices deepen his character, making him a profoundly sympathetic figure whose journey evokes both sorrow and admiration. Danny Archer, the South African mercenary, offers a complex counterpoint to Solomon. Hardened by years of conflict and self-interest, Archer initially appears as a cynic motivated primarily by profit. His sharp wit, pragmatism, and survival instincts mask a turbulent past marked by loss and disillusionment. However, as the narrative unfolds, layers of his character are peeled back to reveal vulnerability and a longing for redemption. His reluctant alliance with Solomon evolves into a begrudging respect and, eventually, a redemptive self-sacrifice. Archer's transformation is a central thread in the story's emotional fabric. His journey from opportunism to selflessness underscores themes of change and the possibility of hope even in the darkest contexts. His moral ambiguity makes him a compelling figure, reflecting the complexities of individuals shaped by conflict. The actor's nuanced performance captures this internal struggle, balancing charisma and menace with moments of genuine tenderness. Maddie Bowen, the investigative journalist, represents the ethical conscience of the film. Driven by a commitment to uncover the truth behind blood diamonds, she navigates dangerous terrains with courage and determination. Her character embodies the power of bearing witness and the moral imperative to confront injustice. Maddie's interactions with Solomon and Archer highlight the tensions between activism, survival, and complicity in a world rife with exploitation. Her role challenges viewers to consider the responsibilities of those who document and expose suffering. Maddie's idealism is tempered by the harsh realities she faces, and her growth reflects the complexities of navigating ethical dilemmas amid violence. Her presence introduces a global perspective, linking the local tragedies of Sierra Leone to broader issues of consumer responsibility and systemic corruption. Supporting characters, from Solomon's family members to the rebel commanders and government officials, add depth and texture to the narrative. Each embodies different facets of the conflict: victims, perpetrators, and bystanders, creating a mosaic of human experiences shaped by war. The child soldiers, forcibly recruited and traumatized, underscore the loss of innocence and the enduring scars of violence. Their portrayal adds emotional weight and highlights the human cost behind the film's political commentary. The antagonists, particularly the rebel leaders and corrupt officials, are depicted with brutal clarity, embodying the merciless exploitation driving the conflict. Their actions catalyze much of the narrative tension and moral confrontation. Yet, the film avoids one-dimensional villainy, hinting at the systemic forces and human motivations that sustain cycles of violence and greed. Visually and thematically, the characters are framed to reflect their inner states and relationships. Solomon's earth-toned clothing and humble demeanor contrast with Archer's more rugged militaristic appearance, visually reinforcing their different backgrounds and worldviews. Maddie's professional attire and camera gear symbolize her role as observer and catalyst for change. Cinematographic choices, close-ups on faces marked by pain or determination, framing characters against devastated landscapes, intensify emotional connections and thematic resonance. The characters' interactions are charged with tension, empathy, and conflict. Solomon and Archer's uneasy partnership evolves into a bond forged through shared hardship and mutual respect, illustrating the possibility of connection across divides. Maddie's relationships with both men highlight ethical complexities and personal vulnerabilities, adding layers of nuance. The trio's dynamic serves as a microcosm of the larger conflict, embodying themes of trust, betrayal, and redemption. Ultimately, the film's characters serve as conduits for exploring profound questions about humanity amid conflict. Their struggles, choices, and transformations invite reflection on survival, morality, and the capacity for change. Through their richly drawn portrayals, the story becomes not only a gripping thriller but a moving meditation on resilience, hope, and the enduring quest for justice and dignity in a fractured world. The making of this film is a story in itself, woven with unexpected twists, moments of sheer ingenuity, and the kind of behind-the-scenes magic that often goes unnoticed but is essential to the cinematic tapestry. Beneath the surface of the intense narrative and powerful performances lies a production process rich with fascinating, unusual details that reveal the dedication, challenges, and serendipity that shaped the film's gritty authenticity and emotional depth. Delving into these strangest facts is to journey beyond the screen and into the heart of filmmaking, where reality and art collide in surprising ways. One of the most remarkable facets of the production was the filmmaker's commitment to authenticity in depicting Sierra Leone's war-torn landscape. Rather than relying heavily on studio sets or digital effects, significant portions of the film were shot on location in Mozambique, a country with geography and climate similar to Sierra Leone. This decision was not without risks and difficulties. The crew faced unpredictable weather, logistical challenges, and the realities of filming in remote, sometimes unstable regions. However, this choice lent the film an undeniable rawness and credibility that studio-bound productions rarely achieve. The natural environment, the dense forests, dusty villages, and sprawling refugee camps, became an active participant in the storytelling. The casting process also produced some intriguing stories. The lead actor playing Solomon Vandy, a Sierra Leonean refugee himself, brought an authenticity and emotional weight to the role that transcended performance. His personal experiences and cultural knowledge deeply informed his portrayal, blurring the line between actor and character. This connection enhanced the film's emotional core, but also introduced challenges on set as he navigated the demands of filming while drawing on personal trauma. His involvement stands as a testament to the power of casting choices rooted in lived experience. The depiction of child soldiers, one of the film's most haunting elements, required sensitive handling. The production team worked closely with local communities and experts to ensure responsible portrayal. Interestingly, many of the young actors cast in these roles were actual former child soldiers or youth affected by conflict, adding layers of realism and poignancy. Their participation was carefully managed to provide support and ensure their well-being, highlighting the ethical complexities of filmmaking in such contexts. One unusual production challenge involved the creation and handling of the diamonds themselves. The rare pink diamond at the story's center had to appear both stunning and believable as a precious, highly sought-after gem. The prop department designed multiple replicas, some embedded with intricate facets and crafted from specialized materials to catch light authentically. During filming, these props were treated with extreme care. Security measures were in place to prevent loss or damage, and actors underwent specific training on how to handle and showcase them naturally on camera. The diamonds became symbolic objects on set, revered by cast and crew alike. The action sequences, particularly those involving firefights, ambushes, and escapes, were choreographed with a focus on realism and intensity. The stunt coordinators drew on military consultants and former combatants to design movements and tactics that reflected actual guerrilla warfare techniques. This dedication to accuracy enhanced the visceral impact of the scenes, but also required rigorous safety protocols and extensive rehearsals. One behind-the-scenes anecdote recounts how a particularly complex sequence took multiple days to shoot, with crew members working through extreme heat and difficult terrain, underscoring the physical demands of creating such cinematic moments. The director's approach to filming was collaborative and adaptive. Known for encouraging improvisation within a structured framework, he fostered an environment where actors could explore their characters' emotions organically. Several pivotal scenes include improvised lines or gestures that were captured spontaneously, adding depth and authenticity. This openness occasionally led to unpredictable moments, such as unscripted emotional reactions or interactions with local residents, that were woven seamlessly into the final cut, enriching the narrative texture. Sound design played a crucial yet often overlooked role in the film's immersive quality. The production team recorded a vast library of ambient sounds, from distant gunfire and echoing footsteps to the subtle rustle of leaves and the chatter of wildlife, to construct a soundscape that grounded the story in a tangible reality. One surprising detail involves the use of unconventional objects to recreate battle sounds, such as broken branches and metal scraps, layered to evoke the chaos of conflict. The attention to auditory detail enhanced tension and emotional resonance, enveloping viewers in the story's environment. The film's score, composed to blend traditional orchestration with African musical influences, was crafted through an innovative collaboration between the composer and local musicians. Recording sessions incorporated indigenous instruments and vocal styles, creating a sonic landscape that was both authentic and emotionally evocative. Anecdotes from these sessions describe moments of cultural exchange and creative synergy, with musicians and filmmakers bridging worlds through sound. This fusion underscored the film's thematic intersection of global and local, personal and political. Marketing the film involved unusual strategies aimed at balancing commercial appeal with ethical messaging. The promotional campaign emphasized the film's social relevance, partnering with NGOs and advocacy groups to raise awareness about conflict diamonds and their human cost. Special screenings were organized to engage audiences in discussions, extending the film's impact beyond entertainment into activism. These efforts reflect the production's commitment to not only telling a story but sparking change. Several lesser-known trivia points add layers of intrigue. For instance, the lead actor playing Archer reportedly drew on his own experiences in conflict zones to inform his performance, lending an unvarnished realism to his character's cynicism and complexity. Another tidbit involves the use of real locations once controlled by rebel forces, adding a chilling authenticity but also requiring heightened security measures during shooting. The production's ability to navigate these challenges speaks to the dedication and courage of everyone involved. In sum, the strangest facts about the making of this film reveal a production characterized by authenticity, ethical sensitivity, and creative innovation. From the choice of locations and casting to the handling of props and sound, every detail was carefully considered to serve the story's emotional and political power. These behind-the-scenes stories enrich our understanding and appreciation, reminding us that the magic on screen is the product of countless moments of ingenuity, care, and resilience, a testament to cinema's power to illuminate harsh realities through artful storytelling. The film's power lies not only in its riveting narrative but also in the way it engages audiences through a tapestry of critical events, each loaded with symbolic weight and emotional gravity. From the moment the camera plunges into the turmoil of Sierra Leone's civil war, viewers are confronted with a reality marked by unimaginable violence and human resilience. These pivotal moments are not merely plot devices. They serve as mirrors reflecting the complex interplay of greed, suffering, and hope that defines the film's core themes, shaping its impact and enduring reception. One of the earliest and most harrowing events, the brutal raid on Solomon Vandy's village, sets the tone for the film's unflinching portrayal of conflict's human cost. This attack is more than a catalyst for the protagonist's journey. It symbolizes the widespread devastation wrought by warlords who exploit communities to fuel their ambitions. The graphic depiction of violence and displacement forces viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about the consequences of unchecked power and resource exploitation. Critically, this event grounds the narrative in a raw, visceral reality that challenges any romanticized notions of conflict, demanding empathy and awareness. The forced conscription of child soldiers stands as one of the film's most disturbing yet essential elements. By depicting the recruitment and manipulation of children, The film spotlights a grim facet of modern warfare often overlooked. This portrayal has been lauded by critics for raising awareness while also critiqued for the ethical complexities inherent in dramatizing such trauma. The use of real former child soldiers as actors adds authenticity but also layers of poignancy and responsibility. This event resonates beyond the screen, sparking discussions about the responsibilities of global audiences and governments in addressing the legacies of war. Central to the film's narrative, and its thematic resonance, is the discovery of the pink diamond by Solomon. This gem, radiant and rare, becomes a powerful symbol of the paradox at the heart of the conflict, the dazzling allure of wealth derived from immense human suffering. Critics have noted how the diamond functions as a narrative fulcrum, drawing characters into a deadly dance of desire and desperation. Its symbolic weight challenges viewers to consider the broader implications of consumerism and global capitalism, how distant markets and luxury goods are inextricably linked to violence and exploitation. This event catalyzes character motivations and moral dilemmas, deepening the film's exploration of complicity and conscience. The interactions between Solomon, Archer, and Maddie serve as microcosms of broader societal conflicts and ethical questions. Their uneasy alliance reveals shifting power dynamics and the possibility of solidarity amid chaos. Archer's gradual transformation, from self-serving mercenary to reluctant ally, embodies themes of redemption and humanity's capacity for change. Critics have praised this character arc for its complexity and realism, highlighting the film's refusal to present simplistic binaries of good and evil. Maddie's role as a journalist brings ethical urgency, emphasizing the power and limitations of storytelling in effecting change. Their relationships unfold against a backdrop of violence, forcing continual negotiation between survival instincts and moral convictions. The film's depiction of corruption, both within rebel factions and governmental institutions, is another critical dimension. Scenes revealing collusion and bribery complicate the narrative, illustrating how systemic failures perpetuate cycles of violence. These portrayals resonate with audiences aware of real-world parallels, reinforcing the film's commitment to social critique. The narrative does not shy away from depicting the tangled web of interests that sustain conflict, inviting reflection on accountability and justice. Action sequences are choreographed with a realism that heightens emotional stakes. Gunfights, ambushes, and escapes are visceral and chaotic, immersing viewers in the unpredictability of war. These events serve not only as thrilling cinematic moments but also as stark reminders of the constant peril faced by those living in conflict zones. Critics have highlighted the film's ability to balance spectacle with sensitivity, ensuring that violence serves narrative and thematic purposes rather than mere sensationalism. The film's climax, marked by Archer's sacrifice and Solomon's bittersweet reunion with his family, delivers emotional catharsis while reinforcing the narrative's core themes. Archer's choice to confront the rebel leader reflects a moral awakening, underscoring the possibility of redemption even amid darkness. Solomon's reunion, tempered by loss and uncertainty, embodies resilience and the enduring power of hope. These moments resonate deeply, leaving audiences with a mixture of sorrow and inspiration. Visually and sonically, the film reinforces its critical themes through deliberate artistic choices. The cinematography's use of contrasting palettes, lush greens and earth tones of the jungle versus stark, muted hues of devastation, creates an immersive environment that echoes narrative shifts. The sound design amplifies tension and empathy, weaving ambient noises, music, and silence to guide emotional responses. Critics have noted how these elements elevate the storytelling, transforming the film into a sensory experience that lingers. The film's reception reflects its layered complexity. While praised for its performances, direction, and social commentary, it has also sparked debate about the portrayal of African conflicts by Western filmmakers. Some critics argue that the film risks reinforcing stereotypes, while others commend its efforts to raise awareness and humanize victims. This discourse highlights the challenges of representing real-world tragedies in popular media, underscoring the film's provocative nature. Audience responses have been equally nuanced, with many viewers moved by the personal stories of survival and redemption, while grappling with the harsh realities depicted. The film has inspired activism and dialogue about ethical sourcing of diamonds and corporate responsibility, extending its impact beyond entertainment. This engagement illustrates the power of cinema to influence public consciousness and foster social change. In essence, the significant events within the film function as conduits for profound critical inquiry and emotional connection. They compel viewers to confront uncomfortable realities, question moral assumptions, and empathize with individuals caught in systemic violence. The film's ability to weave these events into a cohesive, compelling narrative ensures its place as a powerful work of social critique and human drama. Through its nuanced depiction of conflict, character complexity, and artistic craftsmanship, the film transcends genre conventions to become a resonant meditation on humanity's capacity for both cruelty and compassion. Its critical perspectives invite ongoing reflection, ensuring that the story remains relevant and impactful in the collective cultural memory. The creation of this film is a fascinating journey in itself, a story of artistic ambition, logistical challenges, and the relentless pursuit of authenticity that breathes life into a narrative steeped in complexity and emotional intensity. Beneath the surface of the gripping plot and powerful performances lies a production process rich with innovation, collaboration, and moments of serendipity. Exploring these production insights and fun facts offers a glimpse into the immense effort and ingenuity that transformed a challenging subject into a cinematic experience of profound impact. From the outset, the filmmakers committed to grounding the story in a palpable reality, eschewing studio-bound artificiality in favor of location shooting that could capture the raw textures of Sierra Leone's landscape and the chaotic energy of its conflict zones. Mozambique, with its similar geography and climate, was chosen as the primary filming location, offering both breathtaking vistas and the logistical complexity of working in less developed areas. The production team faced formidable obstacles: unpredictable weather, limited infrastructure, and the need to ensure safety amid regional instability. Yet, these challenges fostered a spirit of resilience and creativity that permeated the set. One particularly memorable anecdote involves the filming of scenes depicting refugee camps and war-ravaged villages. The production designers collaborated closely with local communities and humanitarian organizations to authentically recreate environments that were both visually compelling and sensitive to real-world experiences. This collaboration extended to casting, with many extras drawn from local populations whose lives bore witness to similar hardships. Their presence lent the film a depth of realism and emotional truth that would have been difficult to achieve otherwise. The design and handling of the pink diamond prop, central to the narrative, was a project unto itself. Crafted with exquisite detail to reflect the gem's rarity and allure, multiple versions were created for different scenes, including ones designed to catch light spectacularly and others suited for close-ups and handling by actors. Strict protocols were implemented to safeguard the props during filming, given their symbolic and practical importance. This attention to detail extended to the training actors received on how to handle and present the diamonds naturally, ensuring authenticity in their interactions with the coveted stones. The film's action sequences required intricate choreography and a commitment to realism that challenged the stunt and effects teams. Drawing on consultants with military backgrounds and first-hand experience in conflict zones, the production developed combat scenes that avoided Hollywood clichés, instead portraying guerrilla warfare's unpredictability and brutality. Rehearsals were intensive, with safety paramount amid the use of pyrotechnics and coordinated stunts. Crew members recount days marked by exhaustion and adrenaline, highlighting the physical and emotional demands of crafting these visceral moments. A unique behind-the-scenes story revolves around the film's sound design. The team assembled an extensive library of ambient sounds recorded on location, capturing the nuanced auditory environment of war-torn Africa, the distant hum of helicopters, the murmur of refugees, the rustle of jungle foliage. Creative layering of these sounds in post-production created an immersive soundscape that envelopes viewers, heightening tension and emotional engagement. One interesting technique involved using unconventional objects to mimic battle sounds, such as metal clanging and fabric tearing, showcasing the inventiveness required to translate chaotic reality into cinematic language. The musical score was the result of a collaborative effort that blended traditional orchestration with authentic African musical elements. The composer worked with local musicians and ethnomusicologists to incorporate indigenous instruments and rhythms, crafting a soundtrack that resonated culturally and emotionally. Recording sessions were marked by moments of cross-cultural exchange and mutual inspiration, enriching the film's auditory identity. This fusion of styles underscores the narrative's intersection of global and local perspectives, enhancing its thematic depth. Cast preparation also involved significant effort to ensure authenticity. The lead actors underwent cultural immersion, including language coaching, historical briefings, and interactions with refugees and survivors, deepening their understanding of the characters' realities. This commitment translated into performances marked by nuance and respect. The camaraderie formed on set, especially among the principal trio, fostered a collaborative atmosphere that encouraged emotional openness and exploration. Filming schedules were often grueling, with long days in challenging conditions testing endurance and focus. Crew members recall moments of levity and solidarity that punctuated intense shoots, shared meals, storytelling, and improvisation, creating a familial atmosphere that balanced the production's seriousness. These bonds were crucial in sustaining morale and fostering creative synergy. Post-production involved meticulous editing to balance the film's pacing, emotional beats, and visual coherence. Editors worked closely with the director to weave together narrative threads, ensuring that the film's tension and thematic layers unfolded with clarity and impact. Visual effects were employed judiciously, enhancing rather than overshadowing the tangible realism captured on set. Marketing the film required sensitivity to its subject matter and ambition. Campaigns highlighted the film's social relevance, partnering with advocacy groups to raise awareness about conflict diamonds and their human toll. Special screenings and panel discussions extended the film's reach beyond entertainment, fostering dialogue and activism. Trivia enthusiasts might find delight in knowing that the lead actor playing Archer drew on personal experiences in conflict zones to enrich his portrayal, while the actor portraying Solomon contributed cultural insights that shaped key scenes. Additionally, the production employed former child soldiers in minor roles, a choice both courageous and poignant, underscoring the film's commitment to authenticity. In essence, the production of this film was a complex, multifaceted endeavor marked by artistic vision, technical innovation, and human compassion. The challenges faced and overcome, the collaborations forged, and the creative risks taken all contributed to a cinematic work that resonates with power and authenticity. These behind-the-scenes insights deepen our appreciation, reminding us that the stories that move us are born from the dedication and passion of countless individuals working in harmony toward a shared vision, a testament to the transformative power of filmmaking. The film's world is one carved from contrasts, a landscape marked by breathtaking natural beauty and horrifying human devastation, a place where the Earth's rawness mirrors the raw emotions coursing through its inhabitants. From the dense, sun-dappled jungles to the shattered villages and sprawling refugee camps, the settings are not merely backdrops but living, breathing entities that shape the narrative's tone and amplify its themes. Each location is chosen and crafted with meticulous care, drawing viewers into a visceral experience that blurs the line between observation and immersion. At the heart of the story is Sierra Leone, a country scarred by civil war but rich in lush, verdant landscapes. The filmmakers chose to shoot primarily in Mozambique, whose geography and climate bear a striking resemblance to Sierra Leone, allowing them to authentically recreate the environment. This decision grounds the film in a tangible reality: jungle canopies that filter golden sunlight, rivers winding through dense foliage, and open plains dusted with the footprints of displacement and despair. The natural world depicted is at once beautiful and indifferent, underscoring the story's themes of survival and loss. The jungle itself serves as a symbolic and narrative space. It is a place of refuge and danger, concealment and exposure. Scenes set within its depths capture a claustrophobic tension. Light struggles to penetrate the canopy, shadows cling to every corner, and the sounds of insects and distant gunfire mingle in an unsettling harmony. This setting amplifies the film's mood of unpredictability and peril, reflecting the characters' precarious existences. The dense foliage also functions metaphorically, representing the tangled moral complexities and hidden truths that the characters must navigate. The depiction of rebel-controlled mining camps is another striking element of the setting. These camps, depicted with grim authenticity, are scenes of brutal exploitation and human suffering. The filmmakers collaborated with local consultants and communities to ensure the environments felt lived in and credible. The rough-hewn shelters, the makeshift tools, and the pervasive dust and grime convey a world where hardship is constant. This setting is critical in illustrating the human cost behind the diamond trade and conflict, grounding the story's political commentary in visceral reality. Contrasting these war zones are the shattered villages and refugee camps, where displaced families cling to hope amid devastation. The camps are portrayed with a stark realism: tents pitched on barren earth, children playing amidst ruins, women carrying water under the relentless sun. The cinematography captures these scenes with a blend of compassion and unflinching honesty, emphasizing the resilience of those caught in the crossfire. The use of natural light here enhances the atmosphere, bathing the scenes in a harsh brightness that contrasts with the shadows of war. Urban and governmental settings introduce yet another dimension to the film's world. Scenes set in offices, checkpoints, and trading hubs highlight the complex networks of corruption and complicity fueling the conflict. The stark, often sterile environments of these spaces contrast with the organic, chaotic nature of the jungle and camps, emphasizing the bureaucratic and economic forces at play. These settings also serve to expand the narrative scope, illustrating how distant decisions and systems impact the lives of those on the ground. Cinematographically, the film employs a palette that shifts to reflect the emotional landscape. Warm earth tones dominate the jungle and rural scenes. Deep greens, rich browns, and golden hues evoke the natural world's vibrancy but also its harshness. In contrast, scenes depicting violence and loss often utilize cooler, muted colors and desaturated lighting, creating a visual echo of despair and dislocation. The interplay of light and shadow is masterfully manipulated to heighten tension and underscore thematic contrasts. Camera work is integral to the film's immersive quality. Wide shots capture the vastness of the landscapes and the scale of displacement, situating characters within their environments and conveying their vulnerability. Handheld cameras and tighter frames are employed during moments of chaos and intimacy, drawing viewers into the immediacy of conflict and personal struggle. The fluidity of movement contrasts with abrupt cuts during violent sequences, mirroring the unpredictability of the characters' realities. Sound design complements the visual landscape, layering natural ambient noises, the rustling of leaves, distant calls of wildlife, the murmur of human activity, with the unsettling echoes of gunfire and explosions. This auditory texture immerses viewers, creating a sensory environment that reinforces the film's emotional tone. Silence is used strategically to punctuate moments of reflection and tension, allowing the weight of events to resonate. The use of symbolism within the settings is subtle yet profound. The diamond mines hidden deep in the jungle symbolize the concealed roots of greed and violence, buried beneath the earth but shaping lives above. The recurring imagery of dust, settling over faces, filling the air, evokes themes of erasure, impermanence, and the omnipresence of hardship. Water, often shown flowing or stagnant, serves as a metaphor for life's persistence and the barriers between freedom and captivity. Production design extends to costumes and props, reinforcing the setting's authenticity. Characters' clothing reflects their status, occupation, and cultural background, from Solomon's simple fisherman's garb to the rugged uniforms of soldiers and the polished attire of officials. Props, tools, weapons, household items are carefully sourced or crafted to resonate with the film's grounded realism. Lighting techniques play a pivotal role in mood creation. Natural light dominates outdoor scenes, lending an organic feel and emphasizing the unpredictability of the environment. Indoor or night scenes employ controlled lighting to focus attention, create intimacy, or evoke menace. The contrast between bright daylight and shadowed interiors accentuates the narrative's emotional highs and lows. The film's visual effects are sparing but effective, enhancing scenes such as explosions or environmental hazards without overshadowing the grounded aesthetic. This restraint ensures that the story's emotional and thematic power remains front and center. In summary, the film's settings and cinematic elements coalesce into a richly textured world that immerses viewers in the visceral realities of conflict while inviting reflection on broader human themes. The careful interplay of location, design, cinematography, sound, and symbolism creates an atmosphere that is both compelling and haunting, a landscape where beauty and brutality coexist, shaping the characters' fates and the story's enduring impact. Through these crafted environments, the film transcends mere storytelling to become a profound sensory and emotional journey into the heart of humanity amid turmoil. The making of this film unfolds like a story of its own, a narrative woven from moments of challenge, collaboration, unexpected joy, and unwavering dedication. Behind the gripping scenes of war and survival lies a tapestry of human experiences that shaped the production, revealing the resilience, creativity, and heart of those who brought this complex tale to life. To explore these behind-the-scenes insights is to step beyond the polished final cut and into a world of improvisation, camaraderie, and problem-solving that made the cinematic journey possible. From the earliest days of production, the team faced formidable challenges. Filming in Mozambique, chosen for its resemblance to Sierra Leone's landscape, brought logistical hurdles. Remote locations, limited infrastructure, and unpredictable weather tested the crew's resourcefulness. Transporting equipment through rugged terrain required careful planning and adaptability. Yet, these obstacles also fostered a tight-knit atmosphere among cast and crew, who bonded over shared adversity and a common purpose. Stories of long drives over dusty roads, makeshift meals under sweltering sun, and impromptu gatherings around campfires illustrate the human side of filmmaking in such demanding conditions. One of the most memorable on-set stories involves the filming of the village attack sequence. Coordinating hundreds of extras to portray the chaos and terror of a rebel raid was a massive undertaking. The director employed innovative techniques, combining rehearsed choreography with spontaneous reactions to capture authentic fear and confusion. At one point, a sudden gust of wind blew dust into the faces of actors and crew, unintentionally heightening the scene's realism. This serendipitous moment was embraced and incorporated, exemplifying how unpredictable elements can enrich a scene's impact. The casting process itself brought unique dynamics to the set. The lead actor playing Solomon Vandy brought personal experiences as a Sierra Leonean refugee, infusing his performance with authenticity but also confronting emotional challenges. Fellow cast members and crew provided support, creating a safe space for vulnerability. This closeness translated into on-screen chemistry and depth, as relationships forged in real life echoed the characters' connections. The camaraderie extended beyond principal actors, with many local extras and supporting players becoming integral to the production's spirit. The lead actor portraying Danny Archer shared anecdotes of drawing on his own past encounters with conflict to inform his character's complexity. His professionalism and willingness to collaborate made him a central figure in maintaining morale. Meanwhile, the actress playing Maddie Bowen balanced the intensity of her role with warmth and humor, often helping to lighten the mood during grueling shooting days. Together, the trio developed a rapport that became the emotional backbone of the production. Technical departments faced their own sets of challenges. The stunt team, tasked with designing realistic combat sequences, worked tirelessly to ensure safety while maintaining intensity. Coordinating pyrotechnics, choreographing gunfire, and managing explosions in dense jungle environments required precision and flexibility. Crew members recount instances where natural elements, rainstorms, uneven terrain, forced rapid adjustments, testing their creativity. The success of these sequences owes much to the trust and communication cultivated among teams. Makeup and costume departments also played crucial roles in grounding the film's realism. Creating the look of battle-weary soldiers, refugees, and civilians demanded detailed research and craftsmanship. The makeup artists recall long hours applying grime, wounds, and scars, transforming actors into convincing survivors. Costume designers sourced or fabricated garments reflecting the diverse social strata and harsh conditions, enhancing the narrative's texture. These visual elements contributed subtly but powerfully to immersion. Sound and music departments recount moments of experimentation and cultural exchange. Recording ambient sounds on location, incorporating traditional African instruments, and blending diverse musical styles required openness and collaboration. The composer sessions with local musicians sparked moments of joy and discovery, with spontaneous performances inspiring new motifs. This creative synergy enriched the film's auditory landscape, weaving emotional resonance into the fabric of the story. Behind the scenes, the director maintained an open, collaborative approach, encouraging improvisation within structured storytelling. Actors were given space to explore their characters' emotions, leading to moments of genuine surprise and depth. Crew members describe a working environment where ideas were valued, and challenges met with collective problem-solving. This spirit was vital in navigating the production's logistical and emotional complexities. Several lighter anecdotes illustrate the human dimension of the shoot. On one occasion, a mischievous monkey wandered onto the set, disrupting a scene and eliciting laughter from cast and crew. During breaks, impromptu soccer matches and musical jam sessions fostered camaraderie and relief from intense work. These moments of levity underscored the importance of balance and connection amid the film's serious themes. Security concerns were ever present, given the sensitive nature of the locations and subject matter. The production employed rigorous protocols to protect personnel and equipment, working closely with local authorities. These measures required adaptability and vigilance, influencing scheduling and logistics. Despite these constraints, the team maintained a spirit of determination and mutual support. Post-production offered its own challenges and triumphs. Editing the complex narrative to maintain pacing and emotional impact demanded patience and precision. Visual effects were integrated to enhance realism without overshadowing authenticity. Sound mixing balanced ambient noise with score, creating an immersive experience. The collaborative efforts of editors, sound engineers, and visual artists brought the story's final form to life. Marketing and outreach efforts extended the film's impact beyond the screen. The team partnered with humanitarian organizations to raise awareness about conflict diamonds, organizing special screenings and discussions. These initiatives reflected a commitment to social engagement, using the film as a catalyst for dialogue and change. In sum, the behind-the-scenes journey of this film reveals a mosaic of human dedication, creativity, and resilience. The interplay of challenges overcome, relationships formed, and artistic risks taken underscores the complexity of bringing such a story to life. These insights deepen our appreciation, reminding us that every frame carries the imprint of countless acts of collaboration and passion, a testament to the transformative power of cinema born from real human endeavor. The story carved out in this film is much more than a gripping narrative of conflict and survival. It is a layered meditation on humanity's darkest impulses and brightest hopes. At its core, the film probes profound themes that ripple through its characters and settings, transforming a tale of war and greed into a complex exploration of morality, identity, and redemption. To delve deeply into these themes and the symbolism that enriches them is to uncover the beating heart beneath the film's intense surface, a tapestry woven from the threads of suffering, resilience, and the eternal quest for meaning. One of the most pervasive themes is the corrosive power of greed. The pink diamond, glittering and rare, functions not only as a coveted object but as a potent symbol of desire's destructive potential. Its allure drives much of the conflict, embodying how wealth extracted from bloodshed can perpetuate cycles of violence and exploitation. The diamond's brilliance belies the human cost etched into its origins: forced labor, shattered communities, and lost innocence. This duality captures a bitter truth. Beauty and horror often exist side by side, intertwined in ways that challenge simplistic judgments. Through the diamond, the film critiques global consumerism and the hidden complicity of markets far removed from the source of suffering. Closely intertwined with greed is the theme of exploitation, of people, resources, and hope. The film lays bare the mechanisms through which power structures thrive on human misery. The forced conscription of child soldiers, the manipulation of displaced villagers, and the complicity of corrupt officials reveal a system that dehumanizes individuals in pursuit of profit and control. This exploitation extends beyond geography, implicating distant consumers and governments in a web of ethical responsibility. The film's unflinching depiction of these realities invites viewers to confront uncomfortable questions about complicity and justice in a globalized world. Amid these harsh themes, the story also pulses with resilience and the enduring human spirit. Solomon's journey epitomizes hope amidst devastation, a man who, despite unimaginable loss and hardship, clings to the dream of reunion and peace. His steadfastness embodies the theme of survival not merely as physical endurance but as moral perseverance. This resilience shines as a counterpoint to the darkness, affirming the capacity for love and courage even in dire circumstances. It speaks to a universal longing for connection and meaning that transcends context. The theme of redemption courses powerfully through the narrative, particularly in the arc of Danny Archer. Initially portrayed as self-interested and cynical, his gradual transformation reflects the possibility of change in even the most hardened individuals. Archer's evolving relationship with Solomon and his ultimate sacrifice symbolize the redemptive power of empathy and selflessness. This theme resonates on multiple levels, personal, social, and symbolic, offering a nuanced portrayal of human complexity that defies easy categorization. Identity and belonging emerge as subtle yet potent themes woven into the character's struggles. Solomon's dislocation from his family and homeland mirrors the broader fragmentation wrought by conflict. His quest to reclaim not only his physical safety but his sense of self and community reflects the profound impact of war on individual and collective identities. Archer's own identity crisis, shaped by past traumas and shifting loyalties, further explores the fluidity and fragility of selfhood in turbulent times. These explorations deepen the narrative's emotional resonance and thematic richness. Symbolism permeates the film, enriching its themes with layers of meaning that invite reflection. The pink diamond itself is a central symbol, radiant, elusive, and dangerous. It embodies desire, corruption, and the paradox of beauty born from suffering. The diamond's journey through hands both violent and hopeful parallels the character's own transformations and struggles, linking personal fates to broader socio-political realities. The jungle setting carries symbolic weight as well. It represents both refuge and entrapment, a place of natural beauty and deadly peril. The dense foliage, shadows, and isolation echo the moral ambiguities and hidden dangers the characters face. The jungle is a living metaphor for the complexity of the conflict, unpredictable, layered, and fraught with both threat and sanctuary. Water imagery recurs throughout the film, symbolizing life, cleansing, and sometimes loss. Rivers and rain scenes underscore moments of transition and emotional release, suggesting the possibility of renewal amid devastation. Conversely, stagnant or polluted waters reflect decay and the taint of violence, mirroring the character's internal and external struggles. Light and shadow function as visual symbols, articulating themes of hope and despair. Bright, sunlit scenes often accompany moments of connection and clarity, while shadowed or dimly lit frames underscore danger, secrecy, or moral ambiguity. This chiaroscuro effect reinforces the narrative's emotional rhythms, guiding viewers' responses and deepening thematic impact. Costumes and props also carry symbolic significance. Solomon's simple fisherman's attire contrasts with the military uniforms and formal clothing worn by others, highlighting themes of innocence versus power and corruption. The weapons, vehicles, and technologies depicted underscore the machinery of war and control, contextualizing personal stories within systemic forces. Character interactions and development embody thematic tensions. The uneasy alliance between Solomon, Archer, and Maddie reflects broader societal struggles, between exploitation and resistance, cynicism and idealism, survival and morality. Their evolving relationships offer a microcosm of the film's ethical inquiries, dramatizing the complexities of trust and betrayal in a fractured world. The film's ending crystallizes its thematic concerns. Archer's sacrifice and Solomon's reunion symbolize redemption and resilience, while the final images linger as meditations on loss and hope. The closing voiceover by Maddie ties personal stories to global awareness, urging accountability and change. This resolution invites viewers to carry the film's questions beyond the theater, engaging with the realities it exposes. Critically, these themes and symbols have contributed to the film's impact and reception. Audiences and scholars alike have praised its unflinching portrayal of conflict's human cost, its nuanced characters, and its moral complexity. The film has sparked discussions about ethical consumption, corporate responsibility, and the power of storytelling in addressing injustice. Its symbolic richness encourages multiple interpretations, ensuring its relevance across contexts and time. In essence, the film's thematic and symbolic fabric transforms it from a tale of survival into a profound exploration of humanity's contradictions and capacities. It challenges viewers to grapple with difficult truths while affirming the enduring power of hope, compassion, and change. Through its vivid imagery and layered narrative, the story resonates deeply, offering a cinematic experience that is both illuminating and unforgettable. The filmmaking behind this intense and gripping narrative is a masterclass in marrying technique with storytelling to create an immersive, visceral experience that not only captures the brutal reality of its setting but also plunges audiences into the emotional core of its characters' journeys. Every frame, sound, and cut is carefully crafted to evoke the chaos, desperation, and flickers of hope that define the story, weaving cinematic elements into a powerful tapestry that transcends mere spectacle. To understand how these techniques shape the film's atmosphere and deepen its impact is to appreciate the artistry behind a film that balances raw realism with narrative grace. From the earliest stages, the filmmakers made deliberate choices to ground the story in authenticity. The decision to shoot on location in Mozambique instead of relying on constructed sets or CGI introduced a tangible texture to the film. The natural light filtering through dense jungle canopies, the uneven terrain, and the palpable heat all contributed to a sensory landscape that feels lived in and immediate. The cinematographer's use of natural light not only enhanced realism but also underscored thematic contrasts, the oppressive shadows of conflict and the stark brilliance of the African sun. This interplay of light and darkness visually articulates the dualities at the heart of the story: hope and despair, innocence and corruption. Camera work throughout the film is dynamic and purpose-driven. Wide-angle shots capture the vastness of the war-torn landscape, situating characters within environments that are both beautiful and hostile. These expansive views remind audiences of the scale of displacement and devastation while emphasizing individual vulnerability. Conversely, the film employs intimate close-ups during moments of emotional tension, drawing viewers into the characters' internal worlds. The contrast between these visual scales, macro and micro, mirrors the narrative's oscillation between global forces and personal stories. The use of handheld cameras injects immediacy and rawness, particularly in scenes of combat and pursuit. This technique places viewers directly within the chaos, with unsteady movements and abrupt shifts reflecting the unpredictability and danger faced by characters. It creates a visceral sense of disorientation and urgency, heightening tension. In calmer or reflective moments, the camera stabilizes, adopting slower, more deliberate movements that allow space for contemplation and connection. This rhythmic variation guides the emotional pacing, balancing adrenaline with introspection. Editing plays a pivotal role in shaping narrative flow and emotional resonance. The editors employ a brisk pace during action sequences, using rapid cuts to convey urgency and danger. These sequences are choreographed to maintain spatial coherence while intensifying suspense. Intercutting between different groups, the protagonists, rebels, and government forces, builds dramatic tension and underscores the multifaceted nature of the conflict. In quieter scenes, longer takes and cross-dissolves encourage empathy and reflection, allowing the weight of loss and hope to settle. The editing weaves these elements into a cohesive whole, maintaining clarity amid complexity. Sound design enhances the immersive quality of the film, layering ambient noises with carefully crafted effects to create a rich auditory landscape. The natural sounds of the environment, the rustling leaves, distant wildlife, the murmur of human activity, ground the story in place. These are juxtaposed with the jarring intrusions of conflict, gunfire crackling, explosions reverberating, the cries of distress. Silence is also used strategically, punctuating moments of tension or grief to amplify emotional impact. The soundscape envelopes viewers, drawing them deeper into the narrative's emotional terrain. The musical score blends orchestral motifs with indigenous African rhythms and instruments, creating a sonic fusion that echoes the story's cultural and emotional layers. The composer's use of leitmotifs associates specific themes with characters or ideas, reinforcing narrative threads. The music shifts fluidly from haunting melodies to tense rhythms, guiding viewers' responses and enriching the atmosphere. Recording sessions incorporated local musicians, fostering cultural authenticity and creative exchange. Production design and costuming further contribute to the film's textured realism. Locations were dressed with period-appropriate and culturally accurate details, props, textiles, signage, that immerse viewers in the setting. Costumes reflect social and cultural identities, from Solomon's fisherman's garb to the military uniforms and rebel attire, visually reinforcing character roles and thematic contrasts. The attention to detail in these visual elements creates a seamless world that feels authentic and lived in. Visual effects are sparingly but effectively employed to enhance realism. Explosions, smoke, and environmental hazards are crafted to blend with practical effects and location footage, maintaining tactile authenticity. These effects amplify the sense of danger without overwhelming the narrative's emotional core. Lighting techniques are used expressively to underscore mood and theme. Natural light dominates outdoor scenes, lending an organic quality and emphasizing the environment's vastness and unpredictability. In interior or nighttime scenes, controlled lighting creates intimacy or menace, shaping viewer perception. The contrast between bright, sunlit moments and shadowed interiors reflects the story's emotional highs and lows. Box office production and marketing strategies were carefully crafted to position the film both as a thrilling action drama and a socially conscious narrative. Campaigns highlighted the film's intense storytelling and its exposure of the blood diamond trade, engaging audiences with both entertainment and ethical awareness. Strategic release timing, festival screenings, and partnerships with advocacy groups expanded its reach and impact. Audience reception reflected appreciation for the film's cinematic craftsmanship and thematic ambition. Critics praised the immersive cinematography, taut editing, and evocative score for enhancing the narrative's emotional power. The balance of visceral action and human drama resonated widely, contributing to the film's commercial success and enduring relevance. In essence, the filmmaking techniques employed are inseparable from the story they serve. The deliberate choices in camera work, lighting, sound, editing, and design coalesce to create a film that is as emotionally affecting as it is visually striking. These elements work in concert to transport viewers into a world of conflict and hope, making the story's complexities palpable and its messages unforgettable. The artistry behind the lens transforms the narrative into an immersive experience that lingers, provoking thought and feeling long after the credits roll. The film's resonance is woven through not only the compelling narrative and striking visuals but also the voices of those who inhabited its world, the cast who brought complex characters to life, the interviews that peel back layers of creative intention, and the audience whose reactions have shaped its legacy over time. Exploring these intertwined perspectives reveals the living heartbeat of the film, where performance, interpretation, and reception converge to create a dynamic cultural phenomenon that continues to inspire reflection and dialogue. At the center of the story stands Solomon Vandy, portrayed with profound authenticity and emotional depth by an actor whose personal history lent remarkable gravitas to the role. In interviews, he has spoken candidly about the responsibility and challenge of embodying a man whose love and resilience amid unimaginable suffering anchor the film's emotional core. Drawing on his own experiences and cultural background, the actor infused Solomon with a rawness that transcends performance, making his journey deeply felt by audiences. His reflections reveal an intimate connection to the material, underscoring the power of representation and lived experience in storytelling. Opposite Solomon, the character of Danny Archer, an embittered mercenary whose cynicism masks a buried conscience, was brought to life with a nuanced performance that critics and viewers alike have lauded. The actor behind Archer has discussed in interviews how he tapped into his own experiences and the complex histories of mercenaries and soldiers to portray a man grappling with survival, greed, and a flicker of redemption. His portrayal balances charisma, menace, and vulnerability, creating a character who embodies the film's moral ambiguities. Behind the scenes, cast members have described his collaborative spirit and dedication, qualities that elevated on-screen chemistry and enriched narrative tension. Maddie Bowen, the relentless journalist determined to expose the truth, serves as the film's ethical compass. The actress has shared insights into preparing for the role, researching investigative journalism, understanding the geopolitical context, and balancing idealism with pragmatism. Her portrayal brings urgency and integrity to the narrative, embodying the power and limits of bearing witness. Interviews reveal her deep commitment to the story's social implications, reflecting the film's broader mission to engage audiences beyond entertainment. The supporting cast and local extras add texture and realism to the film's world. Many actors drew from personal or community experiences related to conflict, bringing authenticity to roles ranging from child soldiers to rebel commanders. Interviews with these performers highlight the emotional challenges and sense of purpose in representing stories often overlooked or misunderstood. Their participation was not only a professional contribution but a profound engagement with the film's themes of suffering and resilience. The director's interviews provide crucial context for understanding the film's vision and creative process. Known for his commitment to social realism and narrative complexity, he discusses the challenges of portraying such a fraught subject with sensitivity and nuance. His collaborative approach allowed actors and crew to explore characters and settings deeply, fostering an environment where authenticity and artistic expression flourished. The director's reflections on balancing action, drama, and social commentary illuminate the film's layered storytelling and enduring impact. Musicians, cinematographers, editors, and other key crew members also contribute to the film's rich tapestry through their interviews. Their perspectives reveal the interplay of technical skill and creative intuition that shaped the film's mood and message. Discussions of scoring sessions, lighting challenges, and editing choices enrich our appreciation of the meticulous craft behind the story's immersive power. Audience reception has been diverse and passionate. Upon release, the film sparked widespread acclaim for its unflinching portrayal of conflict and complex characters. Viewers have expressed admiration for its emotional honesty, gripping tension, and ethical engagement. Many have shared personal stories of how the film heightened their awareness of the blood diamond trade and inspired activism. Fan communities continue to discuss the film's themes, performances, and visual storytelling, illustrating its lasting relevance. Critically, the film has generated thoughtful debate. While praised for its narrative ambition and social critique, some have raised concerns about representation and the challenges of Western filmmakers portraying African conflicts. These discussions highlight the film's provocative nature and the responsibilities of storytelling in cross-cultural contexts. Scholars analyze its themes of exploitation, redemption, and global complicity, situating the film within broader cinematic and political conversations. Special screenings, retrospectives, and cast reunions have fostered communal experiences that celebrate the film's impact and extend its dialogue. Audience Q&A sessions and panel discussions provide platforms for deeper engagement, connecting viewers, creators, and advocates. These events underscore the film's role as a catalyst for conversation and change. In essence, the voices of the cast, crew, and audience create a living narrative that sustains the film's power and relevance. Their stories, reflections, and reactions breathe life into the cinematic experience, transforming it from a finished work into an ongoing cultural dialogue. This dynamic interplay of creation and reception illustrates cinema's unique capacity to move hearts, provoke thought, and build communities united by shared stories and values. Through these interconnected perspectives, the film emerges not only as a compelling work of art but as a powerful agent of awareness and empathy. It stands as a testament to the transformative potential of storytelling, a medium through which individual and collective experiences converge to illuminate the human condition in all its complexity and resilience. The journey through this film has taken us deep into the heart of a story that is as compelling as it is complex, a narrative that captures not only the harrowing realities of conflict but also the enduring spirit of hope, resilience, and redemption that pulses beneath the surface. From the opening moments, where the brutal upheaval of a peaceful village sets the stage for an intense and emotional quest, to the film's poignant conclusion, we have explored a world shaped by greed and violence yet illuminated by the courage and compassion of individuals caught in its grasp. We began by immersing ourselves in the vivid, often brutal settings that ground the story, a landscape where the lush beauty of the African jungle contrasts starkly with the devastation wrought by war. The film's use of authentic locations, detailed production design, and evocative cinematography created a palpable sense of place, drawing viewers into environments that are both breathtaking and haunting. This backdrop was more than scenery. It became a character in its own right, shaping the narrative's mood and amplifying its themes. Delving into the plot, we traced the intertwining journeys of Solomon Vandy, Danny Archer, and Maddie Bowen, three individuals whose paths converge amid chaos, each driven by distinct motivations yet bound by a shared quest for survival and justice. Their evolving relationships and moral struggles provided a human lens through which the film explored the broader implications of war, exploitation, and the blood diamond trade. The narrative's tension, marked by moments of thrilling action and heartbreaking sacrifice, held us captive, reminding us of the complex realities that lie behind global headlines. Our character analysis revealed the depth and nuance of these central figures. Solomon's steadfast hope and love for his family, Archer's conflicted cynicism and search for redemption, and Maddie's relentless pursuit of truth each embody facets of humanity navigating an unforgiving world. Their stories challenged simplistic notions of good and evil, inviting empathy and reflection on the forces that shape identity and morality in times of crisis. Behind the scenes, we uncovered a production marked by dedication, innovation, and collaboration. The filmmaker's commitment to authenticity, shooting on location, casting actors with personal connections to the story, and incorporating cultural elements into the score and design, imbued the film with a realism that resonated powerfully. The challenges faced and overcome by the cast and crew added layers of meaning, reminding us that every frame on screen is the product of human effort and passion. We explored the rich themes and symbolism woven throughout the film, from the pink diamond's dual role as a symbol of beauty and bloodshed to the jungle's representation of entrapment and refuge. These elements deepened our understanding of the narrative's moral complexity, highlighting the interplay between greed, exploitation, hope, and resilience. The film's ability to provoke thought and emotion on multiple levels contributes to its lasting impact. Filmmaking techniques, cinematography, editing, sound design, and musical scoring were instrumental in shaping the film's immersive atmosphere. The careful interplay of light and shadow, dynamic camera movements, and evocative soundscapes transported audiences into the story's tense and emotional world. These artistic choices enhanced narrative clarity and emotional resonance, elevating the film beyond its genre to a work of profound cinematic artistry. The voices of the cast, director, and audience have continued to enrich the film's legacy. Interviews and reflections revealed the human stories behind the performances, while audience responses highlighted the film's power to inspire awareness and action. Critical discourse and fan engagement have kept the conversation alive, positioning the film as a touchstone in cinematic and social contexts. As we draw this deep dive to a close, we recognize that this film is more than entertainment. It is a call to awareness and empathy. It challenges us to look beyond the glittering surface of wealth and luxury to the human cost beneath, to consider our own roles within global systems, and to acknowledge the enduring strength of those who persevere amid adversity. Its story lingers, not just in memory but in the questions it raises and the compassion it ignites. If this exploration has resonated with you, deepened your appreciation, or sparked curiosity, I invite you to subscribe and join a community of movie lovers who seek to uncover the stories behind the stories. By subscribing, you'll stay connected to thoughtful, immersive analyses that illuminate the art, themes, and human experiences captured on screen. Your support helps us continue this journey of discovery, bringing you deeper insights and enriching content. Don't forget to give this video a like. It's a small gesture that makes a big difference in helping others find these explorations. Share your thoughts, questions, or favorite moments in the comments below. Your voice adds to the vibrant conversation that makes film analysis a living, evolving experience. Thank you for joining me on this cinematic voyage. Until next time, keep watching with open hearts and curious minds, ready to delve beneath the surface and discover the magic, meaning, and humanity that cinema so powerfully reveals. Visually and sonically, the film reinforces its critical themes through deliberate artistic choices. The cinematography's use of contrasting palettes, lush greens and earth tones of the jungle versus stark, muted hues of devastation, creates an immersive environment that echoes narrative shifts. The sound design amplifies tension and empathy, weaving ambient noises, music, and silence to guide emotional responses. Critics have noted how these elements elevate the storytelling, transforming the film into a sensory experience that lingers. The film's reception reflects its layered complexity. While praised for its performances, direction, and social commentary, it has also sparked debate about the portrayal of African conflicts by Western filmmakers. Some critics argue that the film risks reinforcing stereotypes, while others commend its efforts to raise awareness and humanize victims. This discourse highlights the challenges of representing real-world tragedies in popular media, underscoring the film's provocative nature. Audience responses have been equally nuanced, with many viewers moved by the personal stories of survival and redemption, while grappling with the harsh realities depicted. The film has inspired activism and dialogue about ethical sourcing of diamonds and corporate responsibility, extending its impact beyond entertainment. This engagement illustrates the power of cinema to influence public consciousness and foster social change. In essence, the significant events within the film function as conduits for profound critical inquiry and emotional connection. They compel viewers to confront uncomfortable realities, question moral assumptions, and empathize with individuals caught in systemic violence. The film's ability to weave these events into a cohesive, compelling narrative ensures its place as a powerful work of social critique and human drama. Through its nuanced depiction of conflict, character complexity, and artistic craftsmanship, the film transcends genre conventions to become a resonant meditation on humanity's capacity for both cruelty and compassion. Its critical perspectives invite ongoing reflection, ensuring that the story remains relevant and impactful in the collective cultural memory. The creation of this film is a fascinating journey in itself, a story of artistic ambition, logistical challenges, and the relentless pursuit of authenticity that breathes life into a narrative steeped in complexity and emotional intensity. Beneath the surface of the gripping plot and powerful performances lies a production process rich with innovation, collaboration, and moments of serendipity. Exploring these production insights and fun facts offers a glimpse into the immense effort and ingenuity that transformed a challenging subject into a cinematic experience of profound impact. From the outset, the filmmakers committed to grounding the story in a palpable reality, eschewing studio-bound artificiality in favor of location shooting that could capture the raw textures of Sierra Leone's landscape and the chaotic energy of its conflict zones. Mozambique, with its similar geography and climate, was chosen as the primary filming location, offering both breathtaking vistas and the logistical complexity of working in less developed areas. The production team faced formidable obstacles: unpredictable weather, limited infrastructure, and the need to ensure safety amid regional instability. Yet, these challenges fostered a spirit of resilience and creativity that permeated the set. One particularly memorable anecdote involves the filming of scenes depicting refugee camps and war-ravaged villages. The production designers collaborated closely with local communities and humanitarian organizations to authentically recreate environments that were both visually compelling and sensitive to real-world experiences. This collaboration extended to casting, with many extras drawn from local populations whose lives bore witness to similar hardships. Their presence lent the film a depth of realism and emotional truth that would have been difficult to achieve otherwise.